Hello, loves. Welcome to your timeless mythos reading at Soulfire Tarot. Today's message from our spirit archetype, the Egyptian goddess Mut, is to let stillness be your strength and create peace through presence. And we'll go deeper into that as we progress in our reading. Let's go ahead and get started. If you are new here, I am Christina. Welcome on in. I am a doctor of Chinese medicine and an intuitive channel here with a general reading. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for being here, loves. I am so enjoying creating this space with you. And this is general reading channeled for you, for my subscribers. I do want to say, if you found it, if you clicked on this message, there is something here for you. So listen in until you get that message. Because this is a group reading, not every part's going to be for every person, okay? Take the energy that's for you. Leave the parts that aren't. They're here for someone else. That's all right. There's a little bit for all of us. When something here does resonate, like a reading, would you claim the energy? Whoops, let me and Spirit know that it landed for you. Spirit already knows, but honestly, that really helps me out. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Oh, yeah. Cards been flying on the floor the last week. Click on the subscribe button. Spirit will tune into your frequency specifically in future channelings. So let's go ahead. Take a deep breath. Blow it out. Ground into our bodies and our intuition, and let's begin. So we are starting with the energy of Mut. And we see her here. She is the original primordial goddess energy. In the Greek pantheon, we would call her Hera. In the Hindu pantheon, we would call her Durga. This is the mother goddess before the rest of the gods. This is the yin, the primordial that existed before anything else. We see her here with her divine symbols and with her vulture. Now, it's very interesting in this vulture carrying sort of a divine red eye. It's very interesting in the Egyptian pantheon and mythology, vultures were actually quite sacred as birds. They were considered to symbolize protection, motherhood, our capacity to cleanse and purify and renew. That's what carrion birds do. They actually cleanse and purify for us. And also feminine potency, this idea of spiritual guardianship from above. So Mut, with this connection, this primordial connection, this renewal, restoration, divine energy, we see here that she is the primordial womb from which all life came. This great cosmic mother energy before form. She really represents our sovereignty, our power in stillness, the same way that we frequently see Durga depicted. So much power that we don't have to effort. In fact, it is our stillness and our presence that shows the world how powerful we are. We're not efforting. She was worshipped for thousands of years. And she really embodies this calmness, this sustainable rhythm of daily life. And this is why it says being ordinary at the bottom of the card. There's nothing ordinary about Mut energy, about primordial energy. And yet that's also the quotidian, the daily life, the norm for us. Breath, nurturing, presence, this kind of invisible sort of grace that holds the world together. This would be similar in a tarot deck to temperance energy or empress energy, or even the two combined. So we're seeing here that our soul in this energy is wanting to rest in the ordinary, in daily life, remembering that being is actually enough. The divine doesn't require spectacle. One of my first early shamanic teachers, one of my mentors, would say to me, why are you looking for fireworks every day? Spirit already showed you. They don't need to show you again. You've seen. It can't be the 4th of July every day. So we're seeing that here. We don't need the spectacle. The divine is in our heartbeat. It is in our meals. It is in the glances we share with others, the rhythm of our breath, our attention to our work, our tenderness for life and for each other. This is this quiet power, this quiet sovereignty, this presence that doesn't have to compete, that doesn't have to perform. This is all about finding our grace in the simplicity of accepting the miracle that exists in every single moment. So, one more time. So, this letting stillness be your strength and creating peace through presence. So, as we look at clarifiers, we have, and I don't know why it just doesn't quite feel right. So, I'm going to believe what I feel. We had the Hanged Man and the Chariot were the first two that were upright, where we can see their face up. Hanged Man is all about finding a new perspective, like really disciplining, or not disciplining, but kind of submitting, putting ourselves in a position of releasing control, of releasing power in order to see things differently, to making a sacrifice, letting go of something in order to gain new perspective. And we have it here initially with the Chariot that we can also see. The Chariot energy is all about my will, my self-assertion to get me to where I want to go. So we're seeing here this idea of letting go of control, letting my will direct me inside presence, stillness, and peace. Inside this idea that I have so much power, I don't have to effort. I don't have to prove my power. I don't have to show it off to other people. It simply is. It simply exists. So how interesting here. We have the 8 of coins in reverse, and we have the 9 of coins or pentacles in the upright. The 8 of coins in reverse, really, so in the upright, it's all about, kind of craftsmanship and applying ourselves to things. In the reverse, we can look at maybe perfectionism. It could be a little bit of like a misdirection of my power, because remember, we're seeing here this incredibly powerful being and this idea of resting in the ordinary in daily life, finding the divine in the moments in between, and this invitation to let go of perfectionism, let go of some battles or something we might be looking at in that way, and really developing ourselves, not just our craft, like this internal development to see things from another perspective. And then with 9 of coins in the upright coming in, this is luxury, this is independence, this is self-sufficiency. And then again, gained through, we would call strength is like soft control, and the Chariot is like hard control. This is really the assertion of my will. You see, this cat with these griffins has just jumped over this chasm, right? And is determinedly moving that Chariot to where he wants to be, to where he wants to go. So we're seeing this real message here that there is this incredible force of power inside you that doesn't need pushing. It doesn't need forcing. We can allow ourselves to let go of perfectionism, this idea that the world or I need to show up in a particular way. Let myself see things from another perspective to really understand the quality of independence, the quality of self-direction, of abundance and potential that really exists inside of you naturally, this incredible self-sufficiency in the world. And you'll see here how unconcerned this cat is, floating in the water with his little bottle with coins next to him, even though he has sharks swimming around him. This is really this, I am so powerful, I am so independent, I am so capable that I don't need to concern myself with these things around me. My presence is simply enough. And I'm curious just if there is a further message from Spirit, a further message from this archetype energy, from Mut, from Hera, from Durga. So these are all names of this exact same energy. Every culture, when we look at the pantheons, the gods and the goddesses, the great spirits in every culture, they are describing the same natural energies that run throughout the universe. It simply has a cultural lens on it. So it is no offense of any kind intended, when I say these are really the same goddess, of course they're described differently. The stories are a little different because our cultures inform how we think about the world, how we view the world. And yet, oh my goodness. Okay, thank you. This is so many cards, but let's see what, oh my God. So much, you guys. Okay. We're going to roll with it because there is a story here that wants to be told. Okay. Four of Swords with the Knight of Swords. Like, take a break on your tendency with the Tower. Take a break here on your tendency to make snap judgments and rush into tearing things down or tearing things apart, okay? Rest in your stillness, remember? Rest in your still power and let your presence bring peace, okay? You don't have to resolve these situations. Take a break from this. Okay, now we're in Three of Wands, Seven of Cups, Justice. I'm really seeing like three triads here. And it's interesting. The last triad has two major arcana, but the first two, they each have one major arcana. Okay, so Three of Wands energy, we're really seeing like a coming together, a collaborative energy. And Seven of Cups is about having many choices, many choices for action, for accomplishment, for emotions, some of which could be illusions, some of which could be wishful thinking, and then justice. Justice is all about this balance. It is about, I mean, this is pure like Libra energy, but particularly like my responsibility, my decisions, understanding cause and effect. So see here, we had this tendency to rush in and make snap decisions that can tear things apart with this first trio. But the Four of Swords is saying, take a break on that, okay? Take a pause, have a rest on this type of behavior. And now we're seeing if you connect with others, with whatever's coming up in your day, if you connect with others about the choices in front of you, you're going to be clear on what is my responsibility here? What is the decision that is best to make in order to find justice, in order to also fully understand the effect of my actions in this situation? And then our last three cards, we have the Six of Wands, followed by the Moon and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, this is such an interesting energy. This Mut energy, this is my first time connecting with it from this Egyptian perspective. And we see this, right? This huge abundance coming in. Okay, Six of Wands, like public recognition, progress, self-confidence. So this is really, which is after a challenge. The Six comes after a challenge, after conflict that we were talking about here, disagreement, after, making your way through that tension. We get to the Six of Wands, to this success, this recognition, this making progress in my world. And then we have the Moon and the Wheel of Fortune. So the Moon energy in general can be about our imagination, our fears or illusion, or just that which we can't see, is that which is hidden from us to some degree. And I think this is beautiful. This is the Tarot Familiars. So this is this moon, and we have the big moon in the background with this beautiful quick hair, this quick moving hair, who can become very frightened by things, right? It's easy to be afraid of what we don't know. But we're seeing here, we're making progress. We've let go of our tendency to jump into quick destructive action. We're connecting in with others, this opportunity to see things from a broader perspective, and then finding our self-progress, our alignment, our confidence and movement, even through situations that feel a little bit like I can't really understand exactly what's going to happen. I'm a little confused about this. I am unsure. I have some hesitation or a little bit of fear around this. And then to the Wheel of Fortune. What a wonderful card. The Wheel of Fortune, it is this destiny, a turning point, my personal vision. So it can be a change in fortunes or a fortunate change. I love how Chris over at Minnow Pond says that. And so we're seeing here this, like, by going through this process internally, we're going to find ourselves in that recognition, in that self-confidence, even when we don't fully understand what the outcome is going to be, even when we have some fear about the situation, it's going to turn out for the best. This turning point, this opportunity is going to move us toward the greater fulfillment of our destiny. And particularly as we continue remembering this moot energy, let stillness be your strength and create peace through presence. We're letting go of the swords, okay? We are setting those aside. We have taken a pause on the swords with that Four of Swords, saying we're going to not rush to snap judgments. We're going to not tear everything down quickly, which would be the tendency of the Knight of Swords with that Tower. We are going to connect in with others with our peaceful presence, letting stillness be our strength, seeing how are other people, what choices are they making in this situation? How are they weighing and measuring and considering what is happening here? I'm not the only big thinker in the room. I'm not the only big feeler in the room. Maybe I can connect in with others, see where this is going. And then again, finding ourselves in this moving through our fears, finding our growth and development, moving through the fear to a turning point, to this movement toward my destiny, toward this wheel of fortune. And we're going to get one message from the universe: go deeper. Go deeper. Finding that power in your presence, finding that stillness. You know, the most powerful person in the room isn't the loudest one. It isn't the one who's shouting and jumping around. It's the quiet one who's holding their power that everyone else looks to. This is one of the ways you can identify who the room orients around. Go deeper into yourself, into your stillness, into your presence, creating peace through presence, and see what amazing outcomes come your way with this Wheel of Fortune energy. I so hope this has been helpful for you today, my loves. I know this one really landed for me also. If any part of this resonated, please do put a like on the reading, do a comment, share the reading, whatever feels good for you. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. Thank you all again so much for being here. I love you very much. Be gentle with yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.